Hey guys, it's me, Anpu. I was scrolling through YouTube and seeing a lot of really old videos that came out last year about Game of the Year, and I got to thinking. Jeff Keighley's end of the year Oscars, the video game awards, is always an interesting watch. The show itself is usually fine, though there have been some real rough years. No. The real popcorn worthy stuff comes in the lead up and the fallout from the Game Awards. And what I mean by that is that I'm pretty surprised at how many people who do not care about the gaming industry as a whole suddenly have a whole lot of opinions about an artsy award show. And look, this isn't necessarily targeted, but I do mean when I say it's odd how worked up some folks get about what wins Game of the Year, especially when they know that they aren't playing games that are designed to win that award. Let's be so real with ourselves. If you've played 2 live service games all year, you probably shouldn't be too excited to have a say in what wins Game of the Year. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, again, the Game Awards is Jeff Keighley's version of the Academy Awards show. The Oscars. And like the Oscars, it's not really for the consumer. At least, the awards section, by and large, aren't for us. We get game reveals, we get updates, we get a whole-ass orchestration at the end, which is sick as hell. But the core of the show is about industry recognition. It's not about what game sold the most units, brought in the most money, or had the highest player retention over the course of the year. It's a show that was created to celebrate art. Jeff's TGAs are a platform for the people, the teams, and the games that force gamers and non-gamers alike to take the medium more seriously. And now, hold on, whether or not the games actually do that is up for debate. But the chosen Game of the Year is meant to be a statement by the industry that games are art. Not that they could be, not that they might be, they are art. Now, I understand if you'd expect that any award show is just a glorified popularity contest, that Jeff and his boys are back there just picking their favorite games. That cannot be how we try to define excellence. We see what happens when the popular vote decides what game wins. Now, if you want a show that's all popular vote by the audience, we can have that. Matter of fact, I think we already do. I'm pretty sure that's what the Golden Joystick Awards are. But even there, I think you'll find the winners are more interesting than just the best-selling game of the year. If you're in the majority of gamers that play 2 games a year, or have that forever game that you play religiously, that's fine. I mean, I hope that one day I find a game that grips me so fully that I can just stop buying every new game that I can afford. But I am saying that you should have less of a say in matters like game industry prestige. Hear me out. Sports series that are little more than roster update DLC for 3 years until you finally get the next real change to the formula. Shooters that are every bit of guilty of the exact same thing but with maps. And gacha games that are essentially just pick your favorite flavor of MiHoYo-like are the best-selling and highest population genres out there. However, aside from the first version of that game to break through, be it the Genshin Impact, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, none of them are pushing gaming further. They are all content to give you more of the same with a prettier coat of paint than the last one. And that is not what this award show is about. It's about the art. And that's why games like God of War, games like Baldur's Gate 3, It Takes Two, and yes, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 win Game of the Year. But hey, I'm just an anime boy on the internet. Maybe I got it twisted. Probably not, though.